To be here with my colleague Malcolm Turnbull, his wife Lucy Turnbull, Gillian Skinner, the State Health Minister. I see Clover Moore in the audience, and so many, many special guests. Friends of the Wayside Chapel, what a marvellous day this has been. In my head this started at 12 o'clock, so I was very happily doing the fruit and vegetable shopping when I got the phone call where I am. But in my head I'm still on time because it's way before 12 now. So I'm very sorry to be late for such a marvellous occasion. The last time I was here at the Wayside with Graham and others, I think we probably weren't allowed to go into the room where the packing was being done of the Christmas hampers because there were holes in the floor and a ceiling that looked like it might collapse. There was some, I think you could fairly say, pretty problematic occupational health and safety aspects to this old building. And what a shame that was. 40 years of ministering to some of our most excluded and marginalised people here in King's Cross. And that building had run down and the spirit of it had never diminished, but the building was really looking worse for wear. So the people here at Wayside set out on a very ambitious task of raising over $8 million. And I cannot tell you what a pleasure it was to be able to be here with Anthony Albanese, my colleague, announcing the Commonwealth contribution. But what an even greater pleasure it is to be here today with this fantastic new construction behind us. Graham, your leadership has just been extraordinary during this period. I really do want to thank you. You've brought together local government, state government, federal government, but much more importantly, you've brought together this community. Not just the community of King's Cross, but you've reached far beyond that to, I think, have the support of every Australian who knows about the Wayside Chapel. So congratulations. I want to conclude by reading a quick note from our Prime Minister, Gillard. She says, "For nearly half a century, the Wayside Chapel has been a place of welcome and compassion, speaking the language and reality of social inclusion long before the term was imagined. It's a story of how some of our better angels ventured into one of the nation's toughest neighbourhoods and there prevailed by honouring the humanity and individuality of everyone who walked through the door. The Wayside message is simple and compelling: love over hate. I think a certain Galilean carpenter would have approved." From its humble beginnings in a single room on Hughes Street, the Wayside Chapel now has a new home, fit for its mission and appropriate to the dignity of those it serves. I'm also delighted by the level of giving that's enabled this project to succeed, combining contributions from the federal and New South Wales governments and from donors, great and modest alike. It's a work of generosity that shows goodness and decency are still possible in our complex society. In that spirit, I welcome the redevelopment of the Wayside Chapel, a great moment in the history of this remarkable organisation and in the life of our nation. That's from our Prime Minister, Gillard. Thank you.